welcome back. We're here in part 3 where we're doing the knit stitch. In part 1 we did the simple stitch, part 2 we did the purl stitch. Now we're doing the knit stitch. We first want to start off by chaining 23. If you want your desired length to be longer than the length of 23 chains, you're going to add an additional 4 until you've reached your desired length. So that means either 27 chains, 31, so forth and so on, until you get to your desired length. Once you've finished chaining 23 or more, you're ready to start your foundation row. So for your foundation row, you're going to skip the first chain and you're going to insert your crochet hook in the second chain. You're going to look for the bottom bar that's between the loops. Put your crochet hook under that bar, yarn over and pull through again. Put your crochet hook under that bottom bar in between the loops, yarn over and pull through. You're going to continue doing this for the entire length of your chain. So here I've chained 23, but if you've done more, you're going to continue until you have gotten to the very end or the last chain in your length of your chain. So for me, I should have 22 loops on my crochet hook because we skipped the first one, which was the length of 23. So if you did greater than 23, you want to make sure that you have one less than the amount that you chained. Now our first row is going to follow the traditional Tunisian crochet pattern, and then our second row is actually going to start the pattern with the knit stitch. Once you get all the way down towards the bottom, we're going to do our return pass. All right, so now we yarn over, we pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 until you get to the end. So again, yarn over, pull through 1 is the first one, and then you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 until you end up with 1 loop left on your crochet hook. And then we're going to begin row 2. To begin the second row, we're going to start off with a knit stitch. We're going to skip the first loop. We're going to enter into the second loop. There's a front and the back bar. We want to stick our crochet hook between those bars, yarn over, and pull up a loop. That is our knit stitch. The next stitch is a full stitch. So right next to the second and the third stitch, we're going to stick our crochet hook in between that space between the second and the third stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then we're going to go into the top bar in between the next 2 stitches. We yarn over and pull up a loop. We're going to do a full stitch again. So in between the next 2 stitches, put our crochet hook in between the space, yarn over, pull up a loop. And that's the sequence. We're going to repeat. So we skip 1 stitch, then we go in between the front and the back bar to do our knit stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Then we're going to do our full stitch in between the next 2 stitches. Put your crochet hook in between the space, yarn over, pull up a loop. In the top loop, we look for the bar at the top, yarn over, pull up a loop, and our full stitch. So in between the space of the next 2 stitches, yarn over, pull up a loop. And you're going to repeat that over several times. You're going to do the knit stitch, the full stitch, the top loop, full stitch. And you're going to continue that until you get all the way to the end. just finished doing the last stitch of the pattern, which is a full stitch, and we're going to finish this off by doing a knit stitch, and then we're going to put our crochet hook in between the two chains that are at the very end. We yarn over and we pull up a loop. So notice there that you have two chains on that hook, yarn over, pull through two. Now we're going to begin to do the return pass. It's different from a traditional return pass for Tunisian crochet. So we yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. And we yarn over, pull through one. Now we yarn over and pull through 4 loops on our crochet hook. And we yarn over, pull through one. We yarn over, pull through two. Yarn over, pull through one. Yarn over, pull through 4. And you're going to repeat that pattern over and over until you get to the very end. So it's yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 1 until you are left with 3 chains on your hook. See you back when you're left with 3 chains on your hook. We're left with 3 chains on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we finish the return pass for our second row. Starting our third row, we're going to skip the first loop, put our crochet hook between the front and back loop of the second loop, yarn over and pull through. That's our knit stitch. And we go in between the next space for our full stitch. There's a top loop. We're going to pull up on that top loop, yarn over and pull through. In between the next big space, we do a full stitch. Then the next stitch we see, we're going to do our knit stitch. Then in between the big space, we do our full stitch. There's a top loop on the leaf part. We stick our crochet hook through, yarn over and pull through. A full stitch. Then we start the sequence over with our knit stitch. Then we go in between the space to do our full stitch. Then we look for the top loop that's right over the leaf part. We stick our crochet hook in that space, yarn over, pull through. We do our full stitch in between the next big space, and we repeat all the way until we get to the end. Remember that the last stitch is going to be a knit stitch. We started with the knit stitch, and we're going to end with a knit stitch before we put our crochet hook in between the 2 last chains of our sequence. Last stitch is a knit stitch, and then we're going to take our crochet hook and put it in between the 2 chains that are at the end. See our 2 chains on the hook, we yarn over and we pull through. Now we're going to do our return pass just as we did before. So we start off yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 1. And we're going to continue doing this until you're left with 3 chains on your hook. So repeating yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 1 until you get to the last 3 chains on your hook. At that point, you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to end row 3. Thanks for watching.